is Aimee Plante. I am a journalism major and I focus in print journalism. I'm also a women's studies major. I suppose it was like a dating interest, but it was kind of like a narcissistic interest in like, oh, who's checking me out? You know what I mean? Because I was a freshman, you know, I was single. I just kind of wanted to get my name out there. Not all good experiences, really. One time I had this guy tell me that he only swiped right on me because he thought my face looked like a painting, but he didn't think I was actually attractive. Yeah, and I mean, you kind of get a mix of both. Like, I met one of my boyfriends on Tinder, but then I also had guys like that. And then, of course, there are always like insane misogynists who are just really annoying. They're like, oh, I just want to get laid, and that's irritating. He was so nervous. We were texting like while I was coming down on the elevator, and I was walking over to him. He had already been there. He's like, oh, well, I'm just outside nervously smoking a cigarette. And I was like, oh, that's so cute, you smoke, but ew, but that's really cute, because he was just really nervous. And then when I saw him, he like seemed like kind of like jittery, and you know, it was like still like first date jitters and like the normal fears that you have. And when I saw that he was so nervous and like genuinely nervous, that kind of made my fears wash away. I was living in the dorms at the time, and I told my roommate, I was like, hey, you know, just to make sure this guy isn't insane, like, you know, I'm just going to be over at Phoenix Public Market. If I don't think it's going to go well, I'll just like come back, or like I'll call you or something like that. And we were really close at the time, so like it was totally understood. But then later on, I was like, oh, it's going really well, like, I'm fine, don't worry about me, because we ended up going to Lux and things like that. And at that point, I had like trusted him, which I suppose like you can't really trust anyone, but you know, we just got along so well, I didn't feel threatened in any way. Like I said, I don't necessarily use it as a relationship foundation. Like it worked out that way that one time, but it is just kind of like a narcissistic thing. Like, even when you're dating someone, you want to know if other people would be interested in you. It's like, oh, do I still got it? You know, and I feel like that's messed up, but I know that a lot of people our age do that, and especially in our generation, just because it is nice to know what's out there, and it almost like reaffirms like how much I want to be with my current boyfriend. Because like I see like, you know, the gamut of guys out there, and I'm just like, oh wow, so many of them are disgusting, and then I think about my guy, and I'm like, why am I even on here? You know, so I think you know, it's those like momentary lapses of judgment that kind of make you realize what you